All right, today we have an exciting one. Managed to get a challenge with Apex Chess. Thank you very much for accepting. We are playing a 10 plus 2 rapid game. We're going to be playing two of them, and we're going to analyze the games, see what is going on in both of our thought processes. So I'm starting with pawn to c5.
Yeah, of course, they're going to play the Sicilian defense. Typical, actual good player stuff. We're going to play bishop e2, and I'm not sure. I've caught a lot of people off guard with bishop e2. So I'm curious to see what he has planned against this.
Bishop to e2. Okay. I must say, I think I've probably played upwards of 3,000 Sicilian games. I don't think I've ever seen bishop e2. But I'm just going to continue with knight c6, controlling the center here. I don't really know what the idea is. Maybe he's going to go for some Grand Prix attack, but to be honest, I don't know why you wouldn't have the bishop on b5 or c4. Might have to ask him about this after the game.
No matter what they do, we're basically going for a setup. And that is d3, f4, knight f3, and castles. That's kind of the whole idea behind this weird bishop e2 move.
Okay, pawn to d3 now played. I guess he is going for f4, knight f3. That makes some sense, but this looks like it might just be a little bit more passive of a version with the bishop on e2 rather than out here. But we'll see what is happening. I'm playing g6 because I want to put my bishop on the long diagonal, target the b2 pawn, and also control these dark squares in the center.
If he fianchettos and plays knight f6, I will be very, very happy, but a lot of people will play bishop g6 or g7, followed by knight or e6 and knight e7. That is probably what will happen. We're going to go f4, of course.
Pawn to f4, okay, makes sense. Let's continue with bishop to g7.
Yeah, we have our stage 1 setup, as Simon Williams says.
Knight comes out to f3. Sure. I guess he's just going to castle. I'm going to go knight f6.
And he plays knight f6. Okay, so let's castle. We're going to see castles. And, oh, I love these positions.
I'm not too scared of pawn to e5 because my knight can just move out of the way, and this pawn on e5 will be a weakness to either f6 or d6 in the future. So let's castle.
Admittedly, we're probably going to get just wrecked. Like, I feel like he's going to be able to defend my attack.
Okay, queen to e1. He wants to checkmate me. Fair enough. Well, you know what they say, when someone starts trying to attack you on the side of the board, it's often best to strike in the center, and I'm going to try that with pawn to d5.
Okay, so he's striking the center immediately. So there is a threat of winning a pawn, which is takes, knight takes. So you can't really go for this immediately. So I have a few different options. We could take. We could defend. We could. I don't know if I want to play knight c3, though. Knight c3 probably pushes. And this feels unpleasant. I feel like we should push e5. Pushing e5, kind of goes against what we want, though, at the same time. Because I want to go here. I just can't sacrifice the pawn yet. I just can't do that. Knight takes. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to play e5. It's very committal to do that.
Okay, does go for pawn to e5. My plan was knight to g4. The knight is protected by the bishop, so there's no crazy business with discoveries anyway. I mean, not that there really would be, but we just got that extra bit of protection as well. And like I said, in case of h3, the knight does pretty well on h6, and it will actually help out. If I play f6, I can play knight to f7 and add more pressure to this pawn in the center if he ever tries to bolster it.
Yeah, now the knight's coming here. Can I go here regardless and then try to jump in with the knight? Because let's just imagine this position. Well, no, then he goes here, doesn't he? But knight here, no, he can't play that. So I think I can just go here. And then is he going to commit a pawn? Is that the plan? Okay, let's go for this. Queen h4.
Maybe I'll just play... I mean, he's not forced knight to h6 yet, so it doesn't make as much sense as if you would have played h3. But I am seeing this f5 square looks pretty nice. I think f6 makes a lot of sense. This isn't a discovered attack on my knight and also the h7 square, but I can play knight to h6, which would save the knight, leave his knight under attack, and also block the mate. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for f6. Seems the most thematic move. Oh, also on knight g5, I just take it. What am I doing? That's really stupid. Yeah, knight g5, I just take it, attacks the queen. I don't have to worry about bishop takes, and it's already guarded.
Okay, so f6 is played. Now this is, in this opening, pushing the f pawn is usually pretty needed. I'm not surprised that my opponent found that move, but now I'm wondering if I can play h3. With the idea being, if you go back, I'm going to now play f5, but then there's maybe g5, because I don't really want to take here. I don't think. I don't think so. I could also jump here with the knight. Takes, but then my rook gets trapped. Okay, this is already an insane position. Wow. Yeah. Takes, maybe bishop takes, but then here. Takes, pawn takes. I need to just develop though. Am I afraid of them taking? I guess is the next question. No, because then I can go knight here. So maybe we just develop. If you push the pawn, I can jump in here now. Let's just develop the knight here. So maybe we just develop. If you push the pawn, I can jump in here now. Let's just develop the knight.
Wow. Okay, he's giving me a pawn, I guess. That's interesting. Okay, takes. What's the idea? Takes. Knight takes. Does he want bishop g5? That makes some sense, I guess. Okay. What about d4? Knight jumps in and b6. I mean, really, I don't know what to make of this one, to be honest. Because allowing this bishop into the game seems kind of annoying. I don't really consider it. But I'll always have knight f7. I don't know. Wait. So takes. Let's say knight takes. If knight takes, then my knight's taking back, and I should just be golden. Wait, sorry. Takes, knight takes. If knight takes, then rook takes. Bishop takes, knight takes. Too many pieces are coming off. I should be fine. If takes, knight takes, and you play bishop g5, knight f7, hits the bishop, guards h6, e7's already protected. I think this is... Oh, wait. If here maybe knight goes to g5. Hold on. Did I almost blundered, I think. Whoa. Here, knight g5. Knight h6. Wow. And I don't know what's going on there. How have we got such a chaotic position? Okay, I think I'm going to play knight to h6. Seeing all of this, I just, this queen is super annoying. I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, they go back with the knight anyways, so they want to go here. They want to go here. Yeah. I don't want them to go there, to be honest. Like if I go here, knight takes, I guess. If I go here, knight here, I go back. I don't really want to have to go backwards. Not what I want to be doing. Can I take? No. This can't happen, so it takes. They either have to take with the rook or that. Well, I guess they'd have knight here. But can I take? Takes. So takes, they have to probably take with the pawn. I'm going to now take here. I don't know if it's great.
Just take with the pawn, keep things simple, and I'll be able to do this.
Knight's coming here, so maybe we just come back, threaten this pawn. Let's do that. Let's go all the way back. We're attacking this pawn now.
Okay, attacks on c5 first. Fair enough. I think I should guard that with the pawn. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Not going to think too long on that one.
Yeah, they just protect. Very logical. Maybe now we're going to go knight here. I am being protected, but I'm also stopping the knight from coming to this square, which I wanted to do, and then maybe we can plan to improve the bishop.
Okay, do I now have this knight jump into the center? I think so. Probably they want bishop f3. I can play knight g4. Takes. Looks fine. Let's not think too long about that. Yep. Guard f5 an extra time as well. Get my knight in there. Bishop can come out to the fianchetto. Okay, I think we might be out of the woods when it comes to complexity. Hopefully we can just get a nice, stable position.
Maybe that was a mistake. Okay, instead he comes forward. Makes sense. I do have takes. No, because takes a check. This is under attack, so I'm going to go here. I don't think this traps the bishop. Or I don't think this traps the knight.
Potentially, I could just play like this. Just keep it very, very calm, very solid. Nice developing move.
Yeah. So that's played. And I'm going to, yeah, I mean, I'm creating a lot of weakness, but I needed to do this.
Maybe I play rook f7 or queen d7. Just improve the position a little bit more. Guard this pawn. Still no f5, no g5.
So maybe he's trying to come into the business. I'm going to start with this move, just threatening to win a pawn.
We're going to try and take control. Okay, wait a minute. This looks like a blunder. Hold on. Looks like just this, and here the bishop is defended, so there's no queen takes. I think this was just a blunder.
Okay, oh, and there's this. Shoot. Oh, I blundered. Yeah, that's brutal. Well, I guess we're gonna get 2 pawns for it.
Hold on, do I have this now as well? Into another fork? Wait, I don't, what just happened? Is this another blunder? Here into this?
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Not good. Oh, no. Okay. No, and now I'm just getting forked even more.
Oh, that's a queen. What? Okay, let's take that, I guess. Okay, game number 2. This time we have the white pieces. I'm going to start with a pawn to d4. Let's play this nice and slow Queen's Gambit, maybe Catalan actually. Queen's Gambit declined here. Typical stuff. He wants me to take, and open up his light square bishop. Of course, I'm just going to play knight to f3. Pawn's still available, but you never really want to take it.
Okay, we're going to go a6. Knight here tells me he's a Catalan player. So I'm assuming we're going to see g3. I'm going to take bishop here. And then the move is this knight. Oh, okay. He throws this move in. Interesting. What is this? Huh. Okay, well, let's play bishop e7. I mean, if takes, I just take with the knight.
Okay, bishop to e7. Bishop e7, I think I'm meant to take that. And then I can play it like a Catalan now with g3. Put the bishop on the long diagonal.
No. Okay, so I'm going to take bishop here. I go here. Seems really good, I must say. So let's calculate first. So b5, knight e5. We have to play c6. Takes. Or wait, what is the move here? Knight here. c6. I mean, at that point, I can even go here, but okay. Anyways, we're gonna play b5.
We'll see. If he plays b5, then very brave, very brave. Maybe b3 will be the move. All right, fair enough. So maybe some combination of here, knight to d5 and b3. I want to try and undermine the position a little bit. Yeah, this makes the most sense. I mean, I have to open up my light squared bishop first. Okay, c6. Really trying to set up a little block here. What about a4 though? A4 bishop to b7, I guess. Maybe I should go b3. I might just castle first. I think I'll just castle first, and then I'll try and play this b3 plan.
Okay, castles. I could go here, or I could castle myself. I feel like castling makes sense. I'm a little bit worried about like here and here. Let's first develop the bishop. Just keeping an eye on this pawn. Also just getting out of any kind of pins on the rook. And maybe we have ideas of going knight d7 now to try and get rid of this.
Actually, b3, I don't know if I want this pawn to be loose. Maybe I should play e3 first. That way I can take with the queen as an option. Maybe I'll play e3 first. Okay, actually, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. I'm not going to take with the queen. I'm going to be taking back with the pawn. Open up the file for my rook.
Okay, yeah, they're trying to undermine this side of the board a little bit. Obviously, we can't allow them to take and take. Like, we kind of have to take or push. Pushing to me just doesn't seem right. So I'm going to take. Queen comes out. Oh, no, he takes like that.
That's really my big plan. I want to play knight to c3, knight to e4, knight to c5. And if I can do that, then basically we're just sitting with the ponies on all the dark squares. And realistically, I don't really know what he can do.
The only problems I've had in this position before is that my king gets stuck in the center, and then it's not good. But I think I should be able to just develop my knight now. It's the last piece that needed developing.
If knight to d7, I'll go knight to d3. Retreating, recontrolling these squares here. Knights always sit super, super well on d3 or d6 in these positions. So let's put the knight back, guard here, play knight to e4, knight to c5, and try and get a little bit of a bind going.
I could centralize my knights. If takes, we could take this way, but that creates this huge weakness here. Taking this way seems a little bit weird though. Maybe not so bad though. I can also play queen to b6 right now, immediately attacking this pawn, but they'll just push. Queen b6 here, maybe I push. Trying to trade off their strong bishop. And just connecting the rooks. I kind of like this idea.
And, okay, so e3, c5, captures, knight captures. I can, oh, I can't capture that. Oh, no, it's a very good move, actually. I thought I had a trick, but I do not. Okay, e3, c5 takes. Queen takes. I mean, as a minimum, I can get this position with a passed pawn. I'm just going to play e3. I don't see a better move. If he lets me get knight e4, knight c5, then I'll just be chilling. And if you break out with c5, then you're giving back the pawn. But I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to give back the pawn. Otherwise, you're just gonna be, you are gonna be in a very, very sad place. I can play like I can play b4, f4, knight e4, knight c5, and say that bishop is never going to see the light of day ever again. It's just gonna be moving between c8 and b7. That is basically our goal when we play these positions.
A little bit careful. So I could just move and protect the rook, but then this pawn becomes a little bit weak, which I don't love. Well, wait, no, here takes, knight takes, knight takes. This would be under attack too, so if, no, because then the rook's hanging. Let's just centralize our knights.
Okay, you are pretty much asking for the knight to start jumping in here. I don't see why not. Make sure I got good control of c5.
They don't want trades. They want to go here. Is going here an issue? They attack my bishop. So it's not the nicest thing in the world, but is it the end of the world? I don't think so. Let's just improve our pieces.
I want to keep as many knights on the board as possible so I can try and kick them around, make use of this space advantage potentially.
Okay, that's also... yeah, we gave them the outpost. Which is what I wanted to try and avoid doing. Dang it, man. Of course. Of course.
Yeah, and I guess the final nail in the coffin could be pawn to b4. Once that's played, there's even no more a5. Which I think a5 is probably a very good move, if I had to guess. But a5 might just be a blunder.
Let's try to break through over here.
Because e4, knight back e5, kicks this knight away of d7, becomes a fork. So this looks like it might be a winning tactic. e4, knight has to move. If the knight goes here, then I can just play queen e1, hit the knight, defend the pawn. If b4, e5, knight has to move, knight moves, fork, win the rook. Can take on d4. It's not super clear, to be honest. It's not super clear.
Knight here. I guess here takes. Let's go for this. It's damaging my pawn structure. Shouldn't be the end of the world, though. Shouldn't is keyword.
Okay. e5 now? If I take, and then play e5, maybe rook a1. Yeah, rook goes here. That doesn't seem like a good idea. So let's play e5. Yeah, e5, and then after take, I'll go knight here. And then, so after the knight's gone, I'll take, knight here to d7. And then if you try and play rook a1, queen a1, and rook to a8, I can just take the queen.
We've got to be careful of this square too, which I just realized they're trying to play this. So I'm going to get forked. And yeah, our pawn advantage is just going to be gone. We're not playing good. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to take. Queen takes. Centralize here, here. Takes, king takes. Is not possible now.
I mean, I can't take with the knight, so knight here. Probably go this. Or maybe I take first. Maybe I should take first. I think this makes the most sense. I want to not allow, because if I go knight d7, there's knight b4. And if I take here, they take here. I do take the rook, but I think it's just cleaner because I want to try and disrupt these pawns here and ideally open up the c-file as an avenue for my rooks. So we'll see like the transformation here. I take this one.
Let's just open up this file, I guess. Keep everything closed. And then where do I want to go? Here takes, rook takes, I guess.
Okay, I can take this. I think I can just take this, but probably more solid is to try and make sure that I don't allow the queen to invade. If I take this one, maybe he gets a little bit of play. But you can't because the bishop's loose. I don't think this is any good, actually. No, I don't see why I can't take the pawn, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to take the pawn because the bishop's loose. Okay.
Yeah, takes the pawn. I guess if I go here, queen takes. I mean, I can just resign realistically, but okay, let's go here.
Now it makes a lot of sense to do this because otherwise, if I do this, then maybe the queen invades. And there's no way to attack my b pawn with this, so rook goes to the c file. Then we take the pawn, and white is very, very happy.
First go there. Gross, man. Gotta move. Now this is pinned. Not good.
Also, maybe some tricks. Potentially back rank tricks. Is rook a5 winning? Might be. Because the queen's like paralyzed. This is a pin. Let's play rook a5. Trying to keep up the pressure. Now rook a7's a big threat.
Yeah, rook takes. I mean, they just go here, and I'm just completely lost. So I guess let's go for a little bit of tricks here. Try to attack the rook. They definitely won't see that.
Okay. Okay, my rook's obviously under fire. Can I be flashy? Does this work? No, it's just ridiculous. This is a terrible, terrible idea. That is not smart. Okay, probably just here, no? But I don't want to relinquish the pin, really. f4 is like Lucy, but it might just be winning. And if it's winning, then we should play it. Because then, you know, queen b7 is a threat. Queen e7's forced. Or queen d8. So f4, queen e7, queen d8. I can go something like rook a7. Actually, queen d8 is a good move. Yeah, queen d8 would be quite strong if f4. Okay, let's say here. Where would the bishop actually go that's a problem? The bishop has no moves. Why am I worrying about the bishop moving? Queen c7 is a huge threat, right? Yeah, I think this makes sense. Because the bishop cannot go to a6, can't go here because every time it would try that, there's back rank mate ideas. So this bishop can't move anywhere.
Okay, they play queen c8, just protecting here. Can I do this? Queen takes here. Oh, no. Never mind. They just take. So I guess let's push our pawn. They were threatening some stuff on the back rank there, so.
I think this looks very, very good. Oh my goodness, I just made a huge blunder.
Yep, and there's the attack. I should be able to go here, though. They're probably just going to sack the queen. Yeah. Now I come up with the king.
I now have to win this endgame. That's so bad. Okay, we'll have to win from scratch again now. That's really annoying. Yeah, that was not a good move. Yeah. I should have gone for this f4 plan. Okay, let's try and be accurate. I think rook should go to c2 to stop queen coming in.
Rook goes all the way back. Let's attack the pawn.
Ooh, this is kind of awkward. This is very awkward. Oh, I can't believe I've blundered this. If I play f4, there's no more mates either, though.
I'm quite surprised that he did not try to double up on this. Okay, rook all the way back. I'm going to come here. He wants to push, I guess. Was the idea?
Oh, goodness. Okay. Like, it should still be winning, technically, but...
Yes. Okay, let's go in. Let's attack this pawn.
I don't know if this is a win anymore, actually. Oh, this is getting so messy.
Let's give a check. Check. If they block with the rook, maybe I get behind here.
I'm going to repeat once. Because I don't see... Am I meant to run away and just give up this pawn? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I could draw the game right now. I probably should.
I mean, trying to win is probably like losing, isn't it? I don't see anything. That's not good. I guess it was a draw, right? Yeah. Engine gives a draw. Oh wow. F4 is just game. Yeah, I mean that second game, that I just lost track of rook c8 from the last move. Yeah, like
Yeah, that was a saving grace on my end.
yeah.
But that first game was so bad, man. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was a bit unpleasant. I've never actually seen bishop e2 before. Like I was like, what's
Yeah,
going on? Really?
a lot of people haven't.
Yeah. I've
Do
played.
you know who Simon Williams is?
Yeah. He's a big GM in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his course. It's called the British Grand Prix Attack.
Oh right. Fair.
Yeah. Because I used to be a Grand Prix player.
Yes.
But people know how to refute that pretty easily, so
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I was
the
definitely
bishop
caught off
e2
guard. Yeah.
kind of throws people off.
Yeah. Wait, do you know what like the
But I don't know.
responses are? Like I just kind of tried to play like I normally would against the Grand Prix, but it was a bit weird.
Yeah, like after d5, I didn't really quite know because you don't usually want to have to play e5, right? Because you want to play f5.
Yeah, as in white. Yeah, white wants to play f5. Yeah.
Yeah, white wants to, and then after you jump the knight in, I was trying to go for the typical like queen h4, knight g5, but it's apparently just not there.
I was a bit concerned, like on I think move 10, like taking the pawn. I mean the engine's telling me that I should just take the pawn on e5, but it looks pretty scary after knight g5. Is that what you?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I don't know how it's saying it's okay. Like I saw knight h6, but takes on e5.
Yeah, I saw because I was debating on playing like some kind of f5, trying to
Oh, right.
you know open up my bishop, so that you couldn't play knight h6, but the problem was g5. At least that's what I was thinking.
Oh, so wait, you instead of knight c3, you were
But I
thinking
guess
f5.
if I went f5, yeah, but now that I'm looking
The
at it,
e5
that would
pawn, I
just hang a
guess.
knight if you played g5. But you
Yeah,
then, I
I
guess you
would
just
take on
take with the
e5,
bishop.
yeah. Oh, maybe that too. I was thinking maybe knight takes on e5. But
Knight takes. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would work too. Hmm.
But the pawn on
Yeah, I don't know.
f6,
And then f6, I knew.
it's surprisingly good. It stops some knight jumps and the knight comes to f7 or f9.
Yeah, it was super annoying.
But yeah, it was
Is that
up.
why you played f6 over f5? Because I know, like, moving the f pawn in this opening is pretty typical.
Well, if I play f5, then I'm never putting any pressure on the e5 pawn. So I think at that point you can just like build up your center or something with like c3 and d4.
That's true.
Um, and yeah, this pawn is like very strong if I don't
Yeah,
do anything about it. But I think,
yeah. What were you expecting after you played f6?
oh, I was expecting you to take,
Like, what
to be
do
honest. I thought you would take.
you
Yeah.
think I should play?
I thought taking was
Okay.
I thought either takes or
Is that the best
h3. I
move?
thought the h3 or takes were pretty much forced. Um, or like some
Okay.
combination of the two. But I was just
Yeah, it
gonna
makes
take with the
sense
e
because the
pawn.
knight, I guess, just did not belong on c3.
Sorry, the knight doesn't doesn't belong on h6.
On c3, I guess.
Oh, on c. I don't know. I, d- I don't really know this position very well for white, to be honest. But
Yeah, that's fair.
I think no, because it makes sense to have the knight on c3 because if I ever play d4, which is a move that I kind of have to play, I was thinking like okay, if you go to move 12, then the engine's saying that d4 is good, right? But then I thought you get knight e4, so the knight does make
Yeah.
sense on c3. But if I never play d4, then like on b6, I thought you could play d4 yourself. Okay, the engine doesn't like it, but I thought this made some
Oh,
sense.
okay, I see. Yeah. And then knight h4, I guess, in hindsight, was
I guess
not
you
really,
you wanted f5, right?
didn't really
So
make much sense. Well, I actually forget what I wanted right now. I think I was just trying to make room to play like bishop f3, put it on that diagonal,
yeah,
and
yeah,
try to attack the d5 square.
that made sense as well.
And I also didn't want your knight to go to f5, I guess.
Yeah. Now it's
Yeah,
saying f5's the move.
yeah, the
I
knight
don't
just
know what.
does not belong there.
Oh, f5 to put some
Oh
pressure
yeah, it
on
is saying.
the knight. Seems weird.
Oh, like opening up your bishop.
It opens the bishop, and also the queen now
It also
sees
is
your
probably.
h4 knight.
It probably is also wanting to stop me from playing f5 myself at some point.
Yeah, it makes some sense.
Maybe.
Knight probably goes back to g4 now or something. But yeah, I was thinking at this point with bishop b7, I thought it was just really hard to come up with a plan because I've stopped, like, just defended the pawn over here. There's no f5 break, and it seems a bit unclear what you're doing on the king side or the queen side.
Yeah, you
Me,
stopped all the attacking possibilities. And then
yeah, maybe
my
just
pieces are just like not good.
yeah. I assumed that you'd probably play like. Oh no, bishop e3 is a blunder again because of the knight takes on f3 and d4 tactic. Um, but actually, I thought in this position you could play bishop to e3 So on move 14, like going 15, I thought you could play bishop e3 because on knight f3, I thought there was queen f3. And there's no d4 because the bishop hangs on b7. But apparently it's no
Can I
good.
take the bishop?
Yeah,
I see.
but this is no good for some reason. Maybe.
It says rook f. Yeah, it just wants you to go rook f7, protecting
What?
the bishop, and then if I
And then bishop f2.
cd, bishop takes. I mean,
Oh, bishop f2, there might be g5.
yeah, because the knight doesn't have any squares.
Yeah.
And if I were to, if g5, fg, my queen's hit,
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
knight's attacked.
It's all pretty weird. Like, because it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Oh, it was such a weird position.
yeah, only looking at the forcing moves and stuff, like I didn't, yeah, I didn't get that. I just have to play like the quiet rook f7 guarding the bishop, and then then there's still this problem here. I thought bishop e3 made sense, but
Yeah,
wait, what does it say? What
I
does it
don't
say
know.
the best move
Interesting
is
game.
on
Um,
what's bishop d1?
in
Wow.
on what move?
Right before g3. So somehow bishop d1 is the only move.
Bishop d1.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Then bring the knight back to f3, I
And
guess.
it's still better for black, but it's.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, you're just clearing a square for the knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then I mean it's just a tactics, so it's not really like the queen move
Yeah.
wasn't even the problem. Like it is just it collapsed at that point anyway. Thanks again to Apex Chess for the collab. If you are interested in seeing the second game's analysis, then do check out his version of the video. I will leave it as a link in the description. But once again, thank you for watching this far. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in another video. Bye.